On earth, in heaven and within, 3 wars to lose, 3 wars to win. Cut the path, mark the days, turn the tides. 3 tasks before the season dies. Turn rotten fruit to flower, slay the god bride still unloved. Press the son to fell the sire. Victory then to the Carrion King, who in winning loses everything. Coyote Song. Xiala of the Coyote clan was no tower-trained watcher casting fortunes and charting star maps. No birthright sorcerer from the southern cities dispensing futures gleaned from dark mirrors painted with blood. But she knew enough to read the portents around her, and they told her that something terrible was coming. First, there was the eclipse that lingered over the city since the New Year solstice, an impossible thing made real by the Crow God's magic. Then there was the tailing comet that had blazed across the twilight sky last month when the Odo Sado ascended his throne upon Shadow Rock to break the matrons and rule the city. And now the seasons turned again, the constellations of the lesser gods burst to life upon the sky's inky canvas. Jaguar and kraken, serpent and spear. And she understood. The war on earth may have yet to start as the gods claimed their vessels and set their stakes, but the war in heaven had already begun. For what was earth but a mirror of heaven? And what was she but a thing caught in between? But Xiala would not be idle. She would not wait to be devoured by avatars and armies. She would find a way to survive. And why not? Her god was a sly god, a god of narrow spaces and narrower paths. He made his own way and did not wait for others to clear it for him. So she would do the same. When she had augured the future before, she had used southern sorcery, blood on a dark mirror that revealed the shadow world to those who sought it. But now she wished to walk with Coyote, and his communion manifested in natural things, rock and flame, leaf and root. She had been living in a small room in the matron of Coyote Clan's house, and serving as her shield captain, a title that allowed her to counsel and observe. But for this, she wanted no witnesses. The Lupin stood abandoned after Denaochi's death, its gambling tables and drinking cups left to entertain ghosts. That is where she went. Her old room was still there with all of her tools, and she knew no one would disturb her delicate work. She set the fire in the hearth and stoked it until it burned steadily. Once the logs had diminished to glowing lumps of char, she used a flint spade to rake the largest onto the floor. Tradition told her that the answer to her question lay within the heated charcoal, so she set her resolve and asked, "How do I survive the war that is in heaven and the war to come on earth?"